Right, today we're making pizza bases, a load of them, 8. So for 8 pizza bases we need some plain flour. I don't weigh, I just measure 800 millilitres, 0.8 of a litre plain flour into the mixing bowl. A further 800 of strong white flour. A 50-50 mix I find works quite well. 800 there, that will do, strong white flour. The next thing is to get the yeast going. So for the yeast I need 600 millilitres of water, which will be about 400 cold. Will do, 400 cold. And 200 hot, 1/3 hot. Will do. So that's not too hot for the yeast. To that we'll add, for this mix, 3 teaspoons of sugar. 1, 2, 3. Very good mix. And then add approximately 10 grams of yeast. I use a dried active yeast and just start it in here. Two heat teaspoons. Give that a good stir. We'll leave that for about 10 minutes just to get it going. I like to get going. The next thing I need is a bit of salt in the mix. About 2–2.5 teaspoons of salt. Do. Mix that round a little bit. And wait. Once the yeast is activated, a nice froth on it, I always put some olive oil in. For this amount of pizzas, we're looking at about 3 tablespoons of olive oil. Decent amount. Just add some elasticity to the mix. Stir that in, give it a good stir, and then put it in the flour. And start stirring that in. Looks very watery at first, but don't worry, the quantities are good. That's stirred in. All mixed together, that's the key. A nice mix going. Once you've got that mixed in, nice mix, got to get your hands in there and turn the flour from the bottom up and start kneading. A good knead, 5 minutes maybe, something like that. It doesn't need to be forever. You know, some people think you need to knead for a long time, but I don't think that's necessary. Just until you get a nice ball of dough. And once you've got it something like in the bowl, you can move on to floured work surface if you prefer. Carry on kneading. Maybe get some of that flour in there. Get that in the mix. Keep the board nicely floured. And keep kneading until you've got a nice ball of dough. Once we've got a decent ball of dough, we need to cut this into eight piece of aces. Pastry cutter. And into roughly the same. Two again. Just checking the weights are roughly the same, and into again. Some nice balls for the dough balls for the pizza. Then we need a floured tray or plates, whatever you prefer. Basically it's a nice clean tray or plates. You can put these on, put the balls on, 4 balls. Each ball. A bit small. If one's a bit smaller than the others, just cut a bit off another, knead it together, and don't worry too much. And there we have 4 pizza base balls, 4 pizza base dough balls. Put them somewhere warm, or if your room's warm enough, leave them on the side. About 45 minutes, maybe an hour, let them rise. So, after about an hour, the dough balls will have risen pretty large. We take a dough ball off the tray or the plate, and we need to roll out the pizza base. You need these to be 10-inch diameter or thereabouts, and around about 3 millimeters thick. As round as you can make them, or as round as you want them. Roll them out, nice and easy. Keep your base floured, a bit more flour whenever it's needed, and roll them out. Once you've got them rolled out to about 10.5 inches, I transfer them to a piece of foil, lightly floured, and then from there leave them for about 20 minutes just to rise. Less if you want a crispy base, or 20-25 minutes if you want a more raised base. After about 20 minutes of rising, maybe half an hour, maybe even just over half an hour, we need to get these in the oven and pre-bake them. Just 4 minutes, 190, 180 degree oven. Prick them so the air can escape and they don't swell up too much, but they'll still rise a little. Once the bases have had their 4 minutes in the oven, I like to make sure that they're not stuck to the tin foil. I do this by getting a grill and just simply going round and freeing off the tin foil for the majority of the space. That's it.